Hi there, here is Danny in the Outdoor Sick Biker studio. Today we are on the steep descent. It can be also a climb. It's possible to climb this hill up to the top. But a couple of weeks ago I've been just sitting there on the top recording some videos for you, and I saw some riders going down the hill, but they seem to be scared of the roots here and of how really steep it was. And then they've made it in the position which I would really recommend for you to avoid in any situation, and that's what we're gonna talk about today. Now I'm gonna show you three scenarios. The first one, I'm going to the climb, hitting the top of the climb, and then I can see some really steep descents. I'm surprised, and I will try to go down the hill using the suicide position. This position I call the suicide position, and it's all about clipping out on the one side of your bike, if you're on the clipless pedal, or just taking off the foot of one of your pedals and using it as a brake and just trying to get down the hill in this position, which is really dangerous. It is much slower than even running. It will be really annoying for other riders if this is the race and you are during the race, and also you will be completely out of balance on the bike and you won't be able to use the brakes of your bikes properly. All right, let me explain to you that problem a little bit further. I just got to the top of the hill, which is even more demanding because we are a little bit tired and it will be more difficult for us to have a good balance on the bike. Now I'm unclipping on one side because I see it's going to be quite steep. You don't see this on the camera, but the bike goes easily down the hill. Now, I'm not able to be using both brakes as I should because I don't have my weight evenly distributed over those two wheels, so probably you're not gonna be using the front brake, only the rear one, and it is really easy to hit your stem, which is really painful, can be dangerous. Now, if we go down the steep climb and there is some step, what happens now? It's super easy to go over the bars. This leg here doesn't help in any way. Yes, you are braking with this shoe here, but it is so easy to go out of balance, lose the balance, and hit the ground. This is why I'm calling this a suicide technique. From my observation, I see that there are two main reasons for some riders to choose the suicide position. The first reason is that they just hit the terrain, which is surprisingly hard for them, and the the descent can be super steep, and maybe with some additional steps, and then they choose to not go off the bike, but they choose the so-called suicide position. And the second reason is that we may feel uncomfortable on the clipless pedals, and so we think maybe I will unclip on the one side and that will be easier or safer. Let's start with the second reason, which is the clipless pedals. If you feel unsafe on the clipless pedals because you just bought those and you don't have the experience, do not go through some technical terrain. Do not go for the steep descents, not even steep climbs, because it will just be dangerous for you. And if you know your riding buddies are going to ride with you through some steep climbs or descents, just take flat or platform pedals and use those. It will be just safer for you. And never ever use the clipless pedals riding unclipped. Some people think if I don't have the experience, I will unclip first and then I will try to go down the hill. It will be super dangerous for you because you won't have any control between your shoes and your bike. This is just big no-no. The second scenario, pretty much the same. I'm seeing the descent. It's too difficult for me. I don't feel safe. I'm getting off the bike, either walking or running down the hill. And the third scenario is that I'm hitting the descent. I know I can do it. The question is how quick I can be. I'm not unclipping from my pedals. I have the balance over the rear and the front wheel, so evenly using my weight evenly on front and rear wheel, using both brakes or no brakes, and then I can really go down in the safe way and in the fast way. Let me know in the comments below, how do you manage steep descents, especially when the roots and maybe the rain have made some steps when the front wheel is really diving into them, and then it's getting really steep. And remember, your safety is really important. That's the most important thing. You don't have to go over the limit of your fear. If you feel this is unsafe for you, just walk down there. You will learn how to do it, and believe me, if you do it regularly, within a couple of weeks, some terrain which is impossible for you to ride today will be super easy in the future.